Hello, and welcome to the last video on the countdown. Number 1. This time tomorrow, I would have been in Japan for 10 years. 10 years. I'm sorry, but that just does not feel like 10 years. It feels like I got here just a bit ago, and it's crazy. Really, really crazy. You can see I have my little fireman up there. Vanilla! Vanilla! He's ignoring me. So that's fine. But anyways, this video I want to talk about the future. I've seen a lot in the last 10 years. Have done a lot. And I want to talk about places I want to go in the future. You will see that there is a theme. I believe 4 out of the 5 that I list are part of a top 3 something, and I really like having those top 3 lists to like check off. Have I actually ever checked one off? I don't think so. Yet. Starting with number 1, Mount Koya. Oh, I want to go to Mount Koya. It is, I don't know if it's like Wakayama, Kyoto, but Mount Koya is hidden away in the mountains. Like, it takes a couple hours, I think, on the bus to get there. And it is just temples, and from what I hear, and it is gorgeous. Now, Mount Koya is one of the 3. The English is a little like, I'll explain it, but like sacred places or mountains in Japan. Now, this is different of the 3 holy mountains. I think it's a good way to term it, which is Fuji, Hakusan, and Tateyama, which they're 3 mountains that are worshipped. Like, they themselves are the magical, spiritual, powerful symbol. Where the 3 holy or sacred places are like, there are shrines and places you go to pray, if that makes sense. So the top 3 are Osorezan, Hie in Shiga Prefecture, and then Koya. I have been to Osare-san, and I have been to Hie. I only got 1 left, so I want to go to Mount Koya. You can stay overnight at the temples. I don't know if I will go that far, just over the food issue, that I am picky with food, and it is very much if you have breakfast and dinner, which there's like nothing but temples out there, so if you really want to eat, it's kind of like you're eating at the temples, I think. Like, I don't even know if the temples just have regular, like, oh, here's a little cafe that the monks put on. I don't think so. I've never been, so how much can I say? But, I don't know. Reading it, it's a vegetarian meal, which I have nothing against not eating meat. It's just, I'm worried I wouldn't be, like, there would be a lot that I would eat, but that's something I want to look into, though. I mean, staying the night in one of the like holiest mountain places in Japan would be amazing. And then waking up, Kylie did this with her mother, so I saw pictures like waking up before the sunrise, or like as it's rising, and just the fog, and it's just yeah. So I want to go. Yeah. Alright, number 2, Miyajima. Miyajima, for those of you not familiar with the term, it's one of the ways we call it, but it's the, when you think of like this is Japan symbol image, the big torii gate in the water, that is Miyajima. It's near Hiroshima. It, I think, survived the bomb being dropped, but it's one of the Nihon Sankei, which is the three like best top, like the three views and scenes in Japan. And I have been to the other two, Mishima, which is up in like Owate, up in the Sanriku coast. I went there a couple weeks after they reopened the famous Red Bridge there that was washed away by the tsunami. But that is all the pine trees, like lining the coastline and everything. It's just amazing, and it did take a hit during the tsunami. The other one is Ame no Hashidate, which is in Kyoto Prefecture, but up by the Sea of Japan, and it's the sandbar. And Kylie and I went there on another road trip when we did like a Kansai, this down here in Japan kind of road trip. And so I only have Miyajima. But Miyajima is most likely not happening anytime soon because starting with Reiwa, sorry, the gate is going under renovations. So it is currently covered in scaffolding, and I believe the goal was to get it like looking its best by the Tokyo Olympics, and then just like with Mario Land 2, get that open by the Olympics to get people coming to the Olympics down to see the rest of Japan. Life changed, didn't it? COVID hit, and now things were so delayed and whatnot. So I don't know if it's on schedule to open for these Olympics or if it's still going to take more time to do the renovations. But I don't want to go while it's covered in scaffolding. I did this once. I had one day, my first day in Kyoto, I only had one day. And of course, I wanted to hit the mains. I wanted to see Kinkakuji with my own eyes. And then there was the Silver Pavilion, which they're on separate parts of Kyoto. So I rushed to Kinkakuji, rushed through it, like, oh, this is beautiful, to rush over to Ginkakuji to see that before they closed. And I just made it before closing. It was covered in tarp. They were doing construction, or not construction, but renovations on Ginkakuji, and it was so disappointing. The grounds around it were still so beautiful, and I enjoyed that, but the main was a tarp, and it was just so like going to Miyajima like now, like, oh, let's go this summer or something. Let's take advantage of the COVID go travel Japan like discount. It would just be depressing. But someday, when that is done, I want to go. I heard you can stay overnight on the island as well, and I'm kind of intrigued by that and kind of want to do that. Number 3. Number 3 is the Nantai Falls waterfall. The Nantai waterfalls are part of the big 3 best falls in Japan, and yesterday I talked about one of them, the Fukuroda Falls in Ibaraki, but there's also the Kegon Falls in Nikko, which is Tojiki Prefecture, Uh, I went to the Nantai Falls when I was studying abroad. We had a homestay for a long weekend in the countryside, and my host family took me out to Nigo and the falls, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. I enjoy Fukuroda Falls, so now I have 2 checks. I got the last one. There was some summer travel that I planned with hubby a few years ago. We wanted to go to Wakayama, and also kind of due to his motion sickness, he gets motion sick on trains and even playing video games. We really have to think about like how we're going to travel. Can we get there? Is it reasonable with his limits and whatnot? But so we picked Wakayama, and it was go see the Nantai Falls on one side of the prefecture, or go to Adventure World with pandas and animals and just like dolphin shows and fun on the other side of the prefecture. And I kind of saw, they talk about the stairs at the temples and everything at the waterfall. So I just kind of went, let's go see pandas. So I passed on that. If we could have done both, like if they were closer to each other, we probably would have. But since we had to make that go to here or here, yeah. But I still want to go. It's that last waterfall, and I just want to. It's the tallest waterfall with no interrupted like drop. It's like 133 meter drop, and it's about 13 meters wide, and I want to go see it. And you also see this like beautiful pagoda, and it's just gorgeous, and I want to see this. Why stairs? Why? We'll see how that goes. Maybe I can get like the whole family to do like a day car trip or something, and then we can drive to the parking lot, which cuts out a lot of the stairs. I know. Okay, number 4A and 4B. Yeah. These 2 places I'm counting as one because it's, again, a set. Kenrokuen and Korakuen. They're 2 gardens in Japan that when counted with Kairakuen in Mito are the 3 gardens, like top great gardens of Japan. And Kenrokuen is in Kanazawa Prefecture, and Korakuen is in Okayama Prefecture. So they're quite spread out in Japan, the 3. And of course up in Ibaraki is Kairakuen, where I've been. So when I learned about this and heard about this, Kylie has been to Kanazawa and has gone to Kenrokuen. So she had 2 and wanted to like finish checking them all. I want to check them out. The gardens, like the one in Mito was just gorgeous, and I want to check out the other 2 because they're the 3 great gardens in Japan. Number 5. Years ago, I was at Monterey Bay Aquarium, and I don't know if I was on a tour. I can't even remember how long ago this was, but I remember being in like the big tank area. I think it's called like either the open sea or the outer bay, I forget. But it's usually where they keep the tuna and the sunfish, and they put the great white shark in there when they had a great white shark. But anyways, I remember hearing, like maybe part of the tour, I don't know, that the glass and the size of the tank and the technology in the glass and things that they use were quite special. I think it's like the biggest glass used in an aquarium at that point. and it had a sister aquarium in Japan that, like, only that was slightly bigger, or only that is like equal to this glass being used for this, because there's so much water being held and it has to be this way to hold it. And I don't remember where in Japan this was. I want to say it was either the aquarium in Osaka or where I want to go to, Churaumi Aquarium in Okinawa. Either way, I love aquariums, and the one in Okinawa is like the biggest aquarium. I think it was like the greatest, like the biggest aquarium in the world until the one in Georgia got made in like 2004 or 5. But it's huge. I love aquariums. It's amazing. Like, I love them. I could spend hours. So I want to go to the aquarium in Okinawa. I also want to see just Okinawa. In the University of Hawaii, in studying Japanese, I had to take a semester or a year of Okinawan something. And every other semester or year, it changed from you're studying the language or you're studying the culture. And I studied the language, which I don't remember a lot of it, but I just want to go see it because Okinawa is so different from the rest of Japan because it's its own culture that became a part of the Japanese islands. So yeah, I just want to see that. So that's it for the countdown. Oh my gosh, tomorrow, 10 years. I just can't even believe it. But there are parts of me that it's kind of bittersweet too. I haven't been back to the States in 10 years. So I haven't seen my family and friends there in 10 years. So that sucks. I haven't eaten sourdough bread, sandwich, and Oscar Mayer bologna in like 10 years, which that's probably a good thing. But yeah. Oh. Alright guys. That's it for the countdown. See you in another video. Ja!